This conference will now be recorded.
All right, welcome July 22nd for our afternoon meeting. My name's Kim. I'll start off the party. Currently in Iowa, relapsing remitting on Ocrevus, diagnosed in 2012. And Andrea, welcome and introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Andrea. I live in North Carolina, diagnosed 2012. I'm on Ocrevus. And yeah, I'd like a few minutes.
Okay, thank you. John, welcome. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm John from Michigan. I have relapsing remitting diagnosed on August 7th, 2016. So that's coming up in my head. It'll be a 9th anniversary of being diagnosed.
Wow.
Carmen looks great today.
Yeah,
I
you're
know, I
super,
was
you're
just
super
thinking
extra
that.
cute, Carmen. Are you wearing makeup and did you do your hair or something? Or are you just,
Carmen,
I
you
know
look hot.
it did.
she looks extra fancy today.
You know what?
Very
It's
nice.
eyebrows and lipstick. It's all the thing that you need. Anyway, I've got a girlfriend
Wow.
coming
I
over this
definitely need
afternoon.
eyebrows.
Yeah, you got to
Yes,
pencil them in, man. It just takes 2 seconds and just brightens up your face. But yes, I did put some makeup on today. So
okay.
normally I'm a bit of a slob when I come on here. So
I am,
once in a while
you
you
know.
got to just do it up, you know?
That's
Yeah,
just me every day, you
there's
know.
days where I'm like, I just want to get dressed, and that will make me feel better.
Well,
But
okay, but
Carmen,
I'm not dressed. I have a nice sweater on, but I've got pajama bottoms on and and a tank top. So
I
like,
mean,
don't
there's
get
like
too
four
excited.
there's 4 night shirts which I have, and you guys know seen all 4 by now. Yeah, so I need
Yeah.
like a minute or two. No big deal.
Sweet. Okay, we're heading over to Louise. Welcome. Introduce yourself,
Thank
please.
you. Well, I'm Louise from Cape Breton. I like to say this, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, Canada. And every time I say, when was I diagnosed? It's never the same date. So I think it might be 33 years ago. And I was diagnosed with relapsing remittance, but I don't know what I have now. I know that I have MS, and I'm taking baclofen.
Okay.
That's it.
Do you need any time today?
I don't think so. I'll just
No?
chime in.
Okay, not but not least, Carmen, welcome and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I know you guys all know me, but I guess for the record, I'm Carmen from Canada, from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. And I have primary progressive MS. I was diagnosed in 2014. I've been on a number of things. I'm currently in a clinical trial for tolobrutinib. Tolobrutinib? I think tolobrutinib. I don't know. Anyway,
Sounds it way
um,
better than I ever could, so yeah.
I'm in month 2 of being on the medication for sure. A year previously, I've been taking, not sure, placebo or medication. I'm thinking maybe placebo, but that's maybe me being hopeful, so I don't know. And yeah, I'll take a few minutes.
Okay. Anyone want to go first? I just want to say for the record, right now we're like over a third Canadian, so just like go international today. I'm just like amazing. That's awesome.
You betcha,
And I love how
baby.
you
Where,
guys are like at
where's the
the
third
far
one?
ends.
Where's the third Canadian?
Well, I
Oh,
said, well, there's 2 out of
2 out of
5,
5.
yeah.
so
Close
over a
enough.
third.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. I
Yeah.
thought you said there was 3.
No, we do
Okay.
have. Who's the third Canadian? Who am I? I'm completely blanking out. There's another Canadian that floats in and out. I'm totally blanking out right
There
now.
is?
I thought there was. Okay,
I think
maybe it's just my brain. Sorry, MS guys.
that's okay.
I thought we had someone floating around. Maybe not.
One of my favorite bands wrote a song called "Oh Canada," and they say Canada's the Maple Leaf State. You get your milk in the bag, and that's great.
Yeah.
So it's all the good things about Canada, but also saying like it's America's northern state or whatever. Like, no, it's not. It never will
Ooh,
be.
them's fighting
No,
words, Johnny.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
that
yeah.
that could be a little tensious if you say that right now at the moment.
Oh,
That could be a
oh no, I
little.
know,
Maybe not
I
when the
know.
song came out, but these days, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the '90s, so it was a simpler time.
yeah.
30 years ago.
Oh my God, hey?
Wow. Yeah.
uh,
Who wants to
Yeah.
kick it off
Crazy.
first?
I'll
I can
kick
Crazy.
her off.
go.
Oh no, go ahead.
Andrea,
Go ahead, Andrea.
kick it off.
Um, so July, it's summer. I live in a beach town, right? So, but July and August are always rough. And my best friend's birthday is on the 18th, and my niece and her friend came to visit the weekend before. But I mean, took them out to dinner on Monday night, but I didn't, they went to the beach. I didn't. I just lived my life, like stayed inside in the air conditioning. And then Tuesday, this past week, I started feeling horrible. And I had tickets to drive or to ride to, with Lisa to Virginia Beach to see a Michael Franti concert.
Mm.
And I really like Michael Franti. He's very upbeat. He's very family friendly. He's very pro-life, pro-happy, pro-love, pro blah, blah, blah. But I almost didn't go. I sucked it up and I went anyway. And then Wednesday morning, I had pottery class. And it's a 4-hour class, and I made it through about 3 hours, and I just had to leave. I was hitting a brick wall. And I came home from pottery, and a friend of mine had been trying to reach me, so I called him back, and really wish I hadn't, because all I did was, get on this kick about how horrible the world is, and everything is bad and people suck and there's not a nice person in this world and everything is horrible. And then I got off the phone with him and I crawled into bed. And that was like 3:30 on Wednesday afternoon. And there's a party for Lisa's birthday Friday evening with, granted, it's only girls. It's a we call it Babs party, a badass bitches. So a Babs party.
I like it.
And
I like that.
um and so like I didn't like so Kathy showed up on Friday. I still hadn't gotten out of bed. She stayed here for the weekend and the party started at like 7 o'clock. So I got out of bed and moved to the couch. And so I hosted a party, so to speak. I mean, basically it was at my house, but that's about all I did. And I went out and sat on the couch for a while and then sort of snuck away and crawled back into bed when I didn't think anybody would notice. And then Saturday, barely got out of bed. Sunday, Monday. So Sunday, I turned on YouTube and I'm watching Dr. Gretchen Howley. Are you guys familiar with her?
Yep.
She's a neurophysical therapist and she does a lot of YouTube. She has a YouTube channel and talks a lot about, she specifically works with MS patients. And so she was talking about um heat intolerance. And so I turned it on, like I've watched heat intolerance videos a million times, wouldn't hurt to listen to another one. And she says all the things, stay in the air conditioning and drink cold water and use cooling devices and blah blah, like all the same. And then at the end she says, and even with all of that stuff, sometimes that isn't enough because usually when the weather gets really hot, it's because there's a high pressure system over the area. And so even if you can sort of, do your best to stay cool, just the high pressure area can make you feel bad. And I was like, huh, that
Mm.
is very interesting. And then I went Sunday morning, I'm surfing. So I go to the Weather Channel in Norfolk because that's the closest meteorologist to where I live. And they did the little weather stuff. And then they started talking about the above average amount of humidity in the air this year, way above average, like record breaking humidity in the air. And so I started thinking about that, like, oh, and then they were also saying that the humidity is we're gonna get a break, kind of, Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. We're gonna get a little bit of a break. And so yesterday I didn't really get out of bed, but I did start to feel a tiny bit better. And this morning I'm feeling a lot better. So I don't know if that high pressure system has weakened and or the changes that causes the humidity and like just stuff like that because I haven't left the house in the air conditioning for over a week and I've been wondering why am I feeling so incredibly horrible.
Yeah.
Those
I can
weather.
relate to that, Andrea, because I find that the pressure changes when we change season. And so in that kind of shift, I'm just really really not well in many, many ways. So I'm also really affected with the pressure. Sometimes
Right.
there's no there's something coming, but it's not here yet. But the pressure's changing and the weather's still nice. But I really feel the pressure, so I know what you're talking about. It's paralyzing. Yeah.
It
In
really
Michigan, we
is.
have. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
I was gonna say in Michigan we have all four seasons in a day, so it's that fluctuation that really gets me. Like, oh, it's gonna
Yeah.
thunderstorm today and be like 75 and breezy later today, in the sun. Ugh. And all
Yeah.
of the humidity is Kim's fault.
Absolutely, 1000%. So this week, the last full week of July in Iowa, they have this thing called RAGBRAI, stands for Register's Annual Great Bike Ride Across Iowa. Register is the name of the Des Moines newspaper. So it starts on the west at the Missouri River and then ends east at the Mississippi, and it's 7 days long. And it's always the worst. There's heat advisories. It's like the worst week of the whole year, and they always have this bike ride across Iowa. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's RAGBRAI. That's why it's so nasty out right now. Like I don't even want to be outside. I just completely wilt right now.
Now,
I was a mall walker yesterday. I had energy, so I'm like going to the mall, put my earbuds in, and walk like. And once I get better, I'll start dance walking. Oh yes, I will, and I
is
won't care.
have you guys ever heard the term corn sweat?
No,
Oh,
no,
so
tell me
it's
more.
it's when corn drinks the water from the ground, right? And this time of year it drinks really fast, but it's so hot that it evaporates really quickly. So like corn sweat weather is usually this week every year, but this is the worst year that it's been, and I blame Kim because she has all that corn in Iowa. But yeah, corn sweat weather. It's a thing that like they just named this year. You know what I mean? But it makes sense because science.
Humidity kills me too. Like, luckily, we live in a very dry area. So, most times, even if it's 30 to 35 degrees, which I don't know, you guys do the calculations, but
Yeah,
hot, frickin'
yeah, yeah,
hot,
yeah.
I can stand it. Like, not for a long, long time, like once my core temperature gets up, but it's not like you go outside and you just fucking melt, when it's
Yeah.
humid and it's just gross. That just zaps me completely. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. I mean, it always has, and who knows how
Sweat
long my
is
MS
supposed
has actually
to
been around.
evaporate and kill you or cool you.
Cool
And
you.
when there's that much humidity in the air, it
That's totally
doesn't
no.
evaporate, and so it doesn't cool you. And
But even
and
if I'm not
that's why
sweating,
the
Andrea,
humidity.
though, like
Huh?
even when you're not sweating though, like, like there's, I
Yeah.
guess just the air movement on your skin is enough to maybe cool it, and where
Yeah.
versus humidity when you're just like covered in drops of sweat and humid air. I don't
Right.
know.
It has
Next,
nowhere to evaporate to. Right.
next week I'll be in
So,
St. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Andrea. I'll talk about mine in a little bit. You go ahead. Sorry about that.
okay. So the other thing that I watched on Sunday as I was surfing was a TED Talk because I love TED Talks. And this one was a woman, and of course, MS brain. I can't remember, but it was MS related. And so I was like, "Oh, wow. Okay, I'll watch
Cool.
this." And she was talking about it's only in mice right now, but it's a very or it sounds like very non-invasive, natural, non-pharma way to improve fatigue. And it just has to do with swapping from high oxygen to low oxygen. So she's like, think about like living at sea level and then being transported to the Himalayas and then transported again to, Florida. But we don't have to do all of that. All we have to do is put a mask on you and tweak the amount of oxygen that's going in through the mask. And so I was like, that's very creative and very interesting and something I had not heard of before. So I always, even if I can't necessarily remember it or explain it to you guys, maybe I can find it on my YouTube and put a link in the chat. But I'm always just excited to hear something brand new that I haven't heard about before. At least they're looking into new things that because I watch so much MS, this is what they're researching, this is what they're doing, this is what they know, this is how they understand the disease process. I feel like I have a freaking PhD in MS, right? But um
Which is better, Andrea? Higher oxygen or lower oxygen?
Higher.
it's a matter of going between the two. It's the switch up.
Oh,
I know when I told my neurologist in Mayo Clinic that I was going to go scuba diving, he's like, "You need to get your nitrox certification so you can have a higher oxygen in your air tank, so you'll get less fatigued." So he
Hmm.
actually encouraged me to go scuba diving and says,
hmm.
"Get this
Um,
certification."
so I don't know where I saw this or heard this, but there are some people that live like they sleep in bariatric chambers where they lower the oxygen level to 14%. So like their body just slows down stuff, and they slowly bring them back up and out of the
Hmm.
day.
Well,
But man,
I know that a lot
that sounds
of
hazardous.
Well, I know a lot of Olympic skaters and stuff train in like Colorado Springs, Colorado because of the high elevation. So then they have higher, what's
Tolerance.
well, they have
Yeah.
more
Red blood
oxygen
cells.
cell.
Red
Red
blood
blood
cells.
cells. There we go. There's the word. Red blood cells because they're in a less oxygen environment, so that helps them breathe better and stuff. And I mean, so I can see what they say. Like I understand where they're kind of going back and forth, so you can
Yeah.
develop maybe more red blood cells and yeah.
So
I
here it
love
is.
red
It's
blood
a
cells.
breath-based breakthrough in MS research. Oh, and so she's also, I was thinking about you too, you Canadians, because she is at the University of Saskatchewan.
Oh,
Okay.
Saskatoon, haunting grounds of mine.
Get it.
So I'm just going to copy the link and I'm going to put it in the chat if anybody is interested.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, Carmen, the humidity just kills me really
Mhm.
quick with the energy. Like I could have energy and be outside and be like, okay, done for the day.
I'm
Yep.
good.
Yep. I'm so glad I live in a hot, dry, arid climate overall. Like, I mean, we have our days, but in general, thank God. Time I spent in New York in summer, oh,
Oh yeah.
just gross, gross.
That's a lot of concrete that holds the
Well, I
heat,
should say
right?
New York
Yeah,
State or like the East Coast, just in general, like any of those places. I wasn't
Yeah, yeah,
actually, I mean, I was in and out of New York City, but just the
still
yeah,
East
though,
yeah,
Coast.
still though, yeah.
yeah,
That's cool, Andrea. Thanks so much for that.
You're welcome. Um, so that was, I've been living with MS and heat intolerance for a very long time. And for me to have a light bulb go off like that, I thought maybe other people could relate to it.
yeah. I can for sure. Yeah.
Feels really good to have that revelation, right?
Well, in a way, yes.
Yeah,
Um,
It's also good to hear you talk about that or to hear anybody talk about that because I always have a hard time explaining it, you know. It's just, but
yeah.
it is. I really feel it coming. I think I'm like we used to have a dog that could feel the weather coming.
mhm.
So yeah.
So, so I had a couple women at the party on Friday that were like, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, how long is this gonna last? I'm like,
Wow.
I don't know. And this was before I heard Dr. Gretchen talking or saw the humidity thing. I mean, this was Friday, right? So I hadn't even started surfing the web or the YouTube at that point. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't feel like I've overdone myself. I mean, if I had done something and I could say, yeah, I had a really great time and I expect it to feel like crap, because I do that. I will do things
Mhm.
knowing that I'm going to pay for it later, but I schedule it, right? Like I understand what's going to happen to me, and when it happens, I get it. This just felt like it came out of nowhere,
And
and I
went on
couldn't
and
really
on.
right,
Yeah.
right. And and like, oh, how long is this going to last, Andrew? I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know where this is coming from. It's very
Mm.
frustrating. But so it is helpful when you can put, I don't know, an explanation behind it, whether it's for yourself or other people, when are you going to feel better? Well, I'll probably start feeling better when the high pressure dissipates.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
You know what
hi,
helps me with
Louie.
that, Andrea? What
What?
helps me is I'll take maybe 5 milligrams of Valium because what it does is my nervous system goes all the way up there. So if I take 5 milligrams and it brings it down and it's more manageable. But
Interesting.
that's how I've been dealing with it for years. And I don't allow myself more than 5 milligrams for more than 3 days because it's just it's not the best thing. Then I forget
Right,
my name, you know, after a while.
right,
Yeah.
Which is okay if you're feeling really shitty, but not
Yeah. If
kind
I
of
don't
defeats
want to
the
talk to
purpose.
anybody, right?
well,
That's
that's one of my,
it's a good
so
idea.
when I get like that, it's like nausea and just a malaise, just like my body not feeling like moving at all, and brain fog. Those are my big symptoms. And so I feel like I can't think anyway. I can't make a decision to save my life. I can't think about anything. Like, so if I can't think anyway, maybe some Valium wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
It's
Try
just
it.
crappy to have to pay the price. Like, you think you're paying the price for going out and doing whatever, which you're prepared to pay because that's what it is. It's a bargain. But then when it goes on and you're just like, is this ever going to end? Especially when you feel
Right,
so crappy. It just feels like it's never going to end and kind of feel like it doesn't, Ugh.
right.
Mhm.
you haven't done anything, Carmen. You
Yeah.
know, you haven't done anything, and it's
Mhm.
yeah.
Louie, welcome. Good to see you. Introduce
Hi,
yourself.
hi, I'm Louis. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and with relapsing remitting, and I'm on Ocrevus. And
How have you been? Have you been doing any MS 150 rides lately, or?
I did one in the end of April, and I think that was the latest one. So yeah,
Did you do training? Are you old enough that you're actually putting training in versus just riding them with no training?
yeah, that one I didn't train too much, but I kind of paid for it, but I still stopped when I hit my wall, so it helped with my recovery, you know. It's still, you know, a little disappointing when you have to stop, but you know, yeah. I've learned my lesson, you know, with pushing myself. So I'd rather just take, you know, just kind of stop and push past my limits. So, but it was definitely it was nice to be out there.
Mike, before I tell you something, can I help you? Okay. So, can I order the room right now? Okay.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
This is for you. Maybe for another day. Today and next time. You are online. You are online in this moment.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing well. Are you still hanging out in Columbia?
I am.
Cool. Still treating you well down there?
Excuse me 1 second, Kim. Laura, Laura, Yes? can you turn the TV off? TV off? I'm doing fine here in Columbia.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the rest of us? Some of us are new since you've
Right? Betty Pool. I've had MS since 1997. Kim has hooked me up with the Mayo Clinic and they keeping me going. I don't take any drugs. I'm in secondary progressive. Just one. Yeah, everyone else doing. Sorry, my voice is low.
problem. No problem. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about today, Mike, since you're here, since
No,
we don't get to see you that often?
just won't listen.
It's good to see you. I'm glad you were able to make it today.
Thanks, Kim.
And then Alyssa just came in. Alyssa, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
My name is Alyssa, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh wait, wrong meeting.
Wrong group.
Wrong group. I don't even drink. My name is Alyssa, and I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2000. I've been on 8 medications, and now I'm currently on Mavenclad, and I live in sunny Southern California.
And then, did you need time today, Alyssa?
Nah.
I know that John and Carmen wanted to say something today, so who wants to go next?
I go, Carmen.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Um, First of all, Louie, Mike, it's so great to see you. I haven't seen you guys in forever and a day. So it's really, it makes me happy to see you. You know, even though this meeting like always cheers me up, but it's great to see you guys. A week ago today, I had a tooth extraction. I am fine with dentists. Okay, like they don't make me nervous, nothing like that. Like I'm fine. So the Xanax helped even more. Be not as stressed. Um, so like 3 weeks ago, or no, like a month ago, I broke a tooth, and so we finally extracted it yesterday or last week. I'm still in some pain, and you can kind of see that I'm still a little bit swollen.
Love you so much.
Uh,
Take care.
the
Have a
worst
good
part
time.
is I couldn't eat any solid foods or smoke for like 4 days. Uh, so I found other, like, you can only eat so much yogurt, so much pudding, so much applesauce before you're just like, no, I can't. Um, but that's healing up well. And this is the dentist that is so accommodating. They had my appointment in their biggest room and moved the dental chair to like one side, so I had room to roll up, stand up with my walker, turn, pivot, sit, not a problem. Just like at home. Just like at home. So we're getting ready to numb me up, and that is the worst part for me. Like for everyone, the needles, they're in your mouth. And so he's doing the injections, and I always ask that if you tell me what's going on, I'm really cool with it. Sometimes I'll ask like, can I, use the tool just to see what's going on? And the doctor leaned in and he said, because of where this broken tooth is, I need to give you a shot between two of your teeth. So needless to say, he put the shot between my teeth and I went into shock because that hurt like a son of a bitch. But I thank him now because it kept me numb for like the first like 7 hours. So like being able to have that, like, thank you. But yeah, that hurt a lot. The extraction was simple. Boom, boom, boom. I have it right here on my desk because I collect anything that they take out of me. I made that myself. Uh, but the experience was cool. But it was just really difficult. Like, hey, I have MS. How long is this going to take to heal? Because immune system stuff. I'm diabetic. How much longer will this take to heal? So, like, for the first time yesterday, I could tell that there's like good formation of stuff and everything looks fine. So I'm happy to have that done. Um, I'm going to St. Louis, Missouri, a week from today. We'll leave here, Big Rapids, Michigan. We're going down to Indianapolis, stay there, and go to Missouri, where it's supposed to be 110 degrees next week. Speaking of staying inside in the AC, but it's not just hot; it's humid hot. Like it's like 50% humid, but it's swimming through the air out there. So I will be staying inside as much as possible.
Hey, John, I got a question.
Yeah.
When you got the Novocaine for the teeth, did you find that it wore off like super fast?
No, I couldn't drink water regularly for like 4 hours afterwards. It's like, ugh, catch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then
No.
I'm weird. I'm weird.
Well, we know you're weird, but like, what's new?
Well, what's new is that when I go to the dentist and they're gonna give me a shot, like halfway through, I'm like, I'm feeling it now. I need you to give me more.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
And
always need more than what they initially give me. But
my guy
it's
was
not
just like,
halfway through. It's like right up front.
no, my guy was just like, dude, you're not going to feel anything other than the shots for like a couple of hours. And I did. It almost felt like I had a palsy on the side of my face. It was just, I was so like droopy and drooly. Um, but, like, oh, you're doing great, John, all that kind of talk. But after the shots, I did get really shaky and I needed Melissa there to hold my hand. Um, but the chipping, the pulling, everything, it went fine. This is a place that also has handicap ramps, 2 of them in their building. It's the most accessible doctor, dentist office I've ever been in, like including places that are like part of, like Corewell Health. Why aren't your rooms a little bit bigger? Stuff like that. Anyways, I digress. So I'm going to St. Louis next week. It's going to be hot, but Melissa and I will have 2 days to ourselves to do whatever we want, which is nice because there are a lot of fun, free activities in St. Louis that I want to go to. Like it will be hot, but I'll have like a mist fan. Their zoo is free. Cool. But it's like sponsored by Anheuser-Busch because the Bush family owns most of St. Louis, Missouri. Like it's Bush Stadium, it's this, that. Anyways, I'll go down there. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. Yay. Yesterday was my discharge from occupational therapy from OT. And we did my discharge while I stood for 5 minutes with my walker, of course, but I stood for 5 minutes. We did some of the other stuff. And of course, we were like, oh my God, I'm going to miss you, that kind of stuff. I just flat out said, like, I'm keeping your number in my phone. Can we become friends after this appointment? She's like, yeah, absolutely. I love you guys. You guys are great. She's like, she's a youngin, you know, doesn't get any of my references, which is really difficult for someone that does that. Like stuff like, have you ever seen the movie Independence Day? She'll be like, what's that? I'll bring up like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, like a group that was like pretty famous. She's like, nope. It's like there's such a culture break between there. I was just like struggling, but she's great. I've earned my way through OT. I've done some cool stuff, so because of that reason, there's less anxiety about going to St. Louis. You know, like my mother-in-law will go to the hotel and check the room where we're staying, like ahead of time, like inspect it with like measuring tape and stuff, make sure it works for us. So yeah, this room's gonna be great, just fine. We're taking a walker with me as well, so I'll just be able to transfer around and do my stuff. It'll be just fine. And we're gonna do some nerd stuff, fun stuff. But I'm looking forward to next week, and it's gonna be a challenge, and I can't wait to report back that it was successful.
How far
And I
away
still
is
have
St. Louis? Oh, sorry, John.
it is a 10-hour drive.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah, so we
Driving
stop.
there?
Yeah, we're driving, but we're staying overnight in a hotel. We do 5 hours stay. It breaks up. It's very, very easy to drive because I'll have to like stop once or twice to be changed, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And we'll stop at truck stops. We'll say, hey, give us a shower room for like 4 minutes, and then they're like, okay, cool, and we change. Yeah,
Cool.
we have a whole system.
Yeah.
have a
Is this where
whole
Melissa's
system.
family lives? Is this where
Yeah.
Melissa's from?
Yeah,
Okay,
Melissa
cool.
grew up in Missouri by St. Louis, like about an hour outside of St. Louis. But it's beautiful there, and I love it, and I miss it whenever I come home. It'd be nice to see her family. Her family from Oregon is coming in, so it's like a big kind of a family deal. We're having our pictures taken like professionally, and we're gonna do one on the porch that they built me, like put ramps on, but I'm gonna stand on the ledge, so there's pictures of me standing up.
All right.
Yeah, so OT gave me all these tips and tricks, so I just do them, make them easier, make them great. My fellow passenger princesses, how do you transfer in and out of your car? Like, if you're a passenger, just do any of you like stand to turn to transfer, anything like that? So like, I stand up in my wheelchair to get into the car, and there's new little things that are like handles that slip into the part where your door normally locks into, and I can get like good pressure and stand up on that. I use that to get in easier and get out easier. They're approved by me. You can look them up on like Amazon. They're just little. What's that?
I have them. They're like this little red thing that you put into the door.
Yeah, and it uses the weight of the door of the car to give you the firmness to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice having like a very stable thing to help.
Yeah.
MS recommended. So that's all I got.
Sounds like an amazing trip. I'm looking forward to hearing about it when you get back.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I forgot to say something. I went somewhere alone on Sunday
Wow. Where?
for the first time in 6 years.
Wow.
And guess where I
Good for
went?
you.
I went to the gaming store that has all my favorite Magic the
I knew it.
Gathering and D&D stuff. And I bought $100 book because I did it. This is like a tome of like the development of Dungeons and Dragons, which I'm a very big fan of. So it's like handwritten copies of the development, like scanned in, like Xerox and stuff like that. Um, and I was like, I need that. Melissa said, yeah, you need that. I'm like, can I buy it? She's like, are you asking permission? Because yeah, do it. Um, so I wanted to take it with St. Louis with me, but it weighs 8 pounds.
Wow.
It is a big, thick, hefty book.
I
It's
don't
not
know if
like
that is on the plane.
yeah, it's not like a sit on your deck and read this book. It's like a keep it on your coffee table and go through it book. Um, it was fun, and I got out and I went around, and it's my third time in the store, and people already know me, and there's people that already know that I give the look once in a while, and the look is the response is next response is this of course means like, hey, do you want to go check the perimeter of the store? Which means, hey, do you want to go outside and smoke? Yeah. So we use all the code and like the looks. And I know that since it takes me longer to get out because of the wheelchair, the other guy will go and like pick people that will smoke with us, and just like, okay, like we're going out, and yeah, we just smoke a couple of joints, walk around. So a nerd store
Love it.
that is weed friendly, that I'm gonna go there all the time. But the store
How
is
far away
really
is
great.
it from your home?
3 miles.
Oh,
And I can,
super
yeah,
close.
and the city bus will come and pick me up here for and take me there for $1.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How friendly was it to use the city bus? How was that for you?
I haven't used it yet. Melissa dropped me off, but the next step is to use the bus. And the first time I take the bus, Melissa's going to want to go with me just to see how it all works. Um, but yeah, I love this place. And the first time I went there, I talked to the owner, like, hey, man, thanks for making this successful in my wheelchair. Like, I appreciate how you asked what I would like stuff to do. And it's great. You can spin your wheelchair around between the aisles. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm John. And the guy said, there's so many Johns here. I said, honestly, people call me Shoes sometimes. I hear from the back of the store, I knew a guy named Shoes from Mount Pleasant. Well, that's me. Who are you? Yeah, I knew someone that I used to beat up on in Magic the Gathering. I felt bad because he was like the guy in the store that I needed to talk to. But like, I'm establishing a community, like, face to face stuff. It's really nice. And I just hung out at the store, like, not a problem. Just talked to people, learned what things have changed, and just was a geek among like fellow geeks about a very specific thing, you know. So there
Love
we
it.
go. That's my thing. I'm a regular at a place that lets me nerd about D&D and go outside and smoke weed.
And they have it
Huzzah!
accessible for you, so it makes it just
Yeah,
cherry on like it
yeah,
just makes it
yeah. But
even that much better.
one of the guys is like, I don't want to see you struggle at all. Get ready. Vroom. Like, he just wanted to make sure I got out of the door and in the door safely and quickly so I didn't have to struggle. And usually I'm like, no, 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 let me do it. But I think he was in the mindset that I wanted. So it wasn't terrible that someone just let me do that. I was like, vroom, vroom, we'll do it. Which after I've just been outside is a lot of fun. Not gonna lie. So that's all I got. I swear.
Cool, John.
You got some fun things to look forward to. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Seeing family,
See family, have more independence, hang out with people that totally get geek out with you on your passion. That's amazing.
And like we speak like a very specific jargon, of course, because it's a trading card game, right?
Mhm.
And there's some that are very valuable. And I got out of the game years ago and sold my cards, which sucks because I had 4 copies of a card that is $6,000 now. That's 4 cards, $6,000 a piece. But it wasn't worth as much back then. So I tell horror stories like that, and they're like, man, it's all good. We'll get you back in. I'm like, I don't have the money to get back in. No, we'll help. So,
I had
Alyssa,
to
yeah.
John, we got rid of all our Magic the Gathering cards
Yeah.
because for me, cognitively, I couldn't keep track of all the different powers all the different cards have and how to use my cards appropriately because my brain. So we finally gave them to a friend of ours, and as soon as we do that, and they've been sitting untouched for years, my
Yeah.
husband starts playing it online.
Kim, I said to the guy that I know there, I'm like, hey, I want you to make a deck of keywords that I don't know. Like keywords are like flying or poison, things like that. So mechanics I don't know because I want my game to slow the game down so much to have to read the cards over and over just to understand them that my opponent quits. So I like to terrorize people in this simple little card game.
I think that was part of the problem. My husband would get frustrated because I wouldn't remember how all the because every one you play has a totally different mechanic and how it works, and I couldn't.
Yeah, like if you do this, then you can do that. But if you
And then
do
they
this
and
and
they
that, and then
build it, and cognitively I could not keep
yeah.
anything straight and remember.
Speak
So
English, John.
Here's the English. I had decks that could win before my opponent started.
I think
Got
if
it.
I played with decks from like 93, 94, I could probably play them. But the newer decks, there's so many new abilities, you just can't keep track of. It's way more complicated.
My strategy is always belch out an army and then swing with them as soon as possible to
So
hit.
which colors do you like best? Sorry, we're geeking out. Sorry, just geek out for
Yeah.
a moment.
Big green stompy monsters, thank you.
You like your green, okay.
Specifically elves. Because
Okay.
elves help each other to do all this stuff. Actually, I talked to a friend of mine yesterday, said, hey, you have a collection of Llanowar elves that I sold to you. Do you still have that? Which that's just one of the cards. But I have it from every set in every language up until 2013. So it's like a 35-year-old collection. So yeah, I geeked out about that. See, and people talk about their fantasy sports all the time, and they don't know why I'm like, uh huh, quarterback, yeah. This is just my football. My version of it, at least. Should have given me those cards again.
You'll be able to fill in
Yeah.
your stuff again.
Oh yeah, not a problem.
Sounds like a fun outing, John. Good for you.
Yeah. That was the important part. It was fun, and once it came to pick me up, I didn't want to leave.
And they're super welcoming,
Very much so.
and I mean that's it. So hopefully we get to hear in the future that you're
Yeah.
taking yourself to the game store to hang out with your friends and play
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
different games you love to play.
So it's a new store, so of course I want to, give them money for everything, but they don't have a large selection. So when we're in St. Louis, I'm ordering and picking up cards from a big store down there, and that's one of our day trips. So yeah.
You can
Nerds.
also order stuff through them too if it's not something.
Oh no, like I want to go to the shop and pick it up from them, but I want it packaged already. So I don't have to give them my order. I can just spend time in the aura of the store. Don't spend money on magic cards, kids. It's addictive.
Well, the problem is, and we'll leave the subject here so we're not totally, is that they come out with tons of new decks all the time. It's
3
just
sets a year.
it's not 3 sets. It's like it's 3 sets of, I don't know, is there 9 or 10 or 12 decks? How many decks are in a set? It's
10.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're coming
Yeah.
out with 30 decks a year. So
And you
almost
got to have them.
a deck like every less than 2 weeks, essentially. Like it's massive
Yeah.
amount. It's insane, and that's why there's
So
so many different abilities, and they have to switch things up because there are 30 decks a year. That's a lot of decks.
So people my age, do you remember Pogs?
Hell
Yeah, that
yeah.
was my
Okay.
brother's. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Pogs, right? I was at a comic book shop back in Mount Pleasant, and a guy brought in Pogs and he wanted to sell them. And one of the guys that was there with us playing Magic was like, "Those are just cardboard. How do you put value on cardboard?" I picked up his $200 card off the table. Like, so you don't mind? It's just cardboard, right? It's just cardboard, right? He's like, "You put that down." I'm like, "It's just cardboard, Jake." So yeah, I was that guy.
How about
My
supply
my
and
brother
demand?
stole my paws from me, and I had some awesome slammers.
More nerd jargon, everyone. More nerd jargon.
Sorry, guys.
Maybe Carmen can steer us into non-nerd jargon.
Carmen, how about how's the
How
new
you
hockey
doing
looking?
Wh- How's the what, John?
I don't know, the new hockey coming.
Hockey?
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know.
hold
I
on.
don't do hockey. I do football.
Uh,
When you say football, do you mean soccer? Or
I
do you mean
mean
American?
football. No, I mean football. Canadian
Canadian
Canadian,
football.
football?
Canadian. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Like,
Okay.
you
I
know,
dig that.
definitely. And my team is doing very well. So, yeah. And actually, I'm wearing the right color today. It's the Saskatchewan
Nice.
Roughriders. So,
Oh,
so
that's a
Andrea,
great name.
when you talk about Saskatoon, that's like my old stomping grounds of. Oh, did Andrea go? Sorry. My old stomping grounds. Oh, sorry. I have my only active cameras on there. So, Saskatchewan was where I kind of grew up, and that's that's my team. But only if it like happens to fall on a time that I can, catch a football game. I don't go out of my way to watch football. It's one thing that I would watch. Or a Stanley Cup final. I mean, I will watch hockey. It's not that I won't. It's just I'm not, you know, lining up to check the time schedule for sports. So,
Carmen, Carmen, I was kind of raised in Joe Louis Arena.
oh,
Yeah, went to a lot of games, a lot of Red Wings games.
mhm.
And then my mom became a drug rep, and to take doctors in the '90s to things they could just do that. So mom got a suite at
Awesome.
Joe Louis Arena. So you watch the hockey from there. Yeah,
Mhm. That's the way to do it.
money for nothing, chicks for free.
Another line that your OT would not get, right?
You get the Dire Straits reference.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
totally. Anyway,
yeah.
okay, so for me, well, I don't know. I can't honestly, I can't remember what I told you guys or not. Like we've got septic going into our neighborhoods. Like the roads are all torn up, and it's really severely limited my freedom. So it's not like I'm gallivanting around the neighborhood at all, which is really crappy. So I've been kind of on house or not house arrest, but yard arrest for sure. Um, Andreas will take me wherever, but usually, well, and I'm just finishing up my weekly for 3 months. I have to do weekly blood work for this trial because it can be really hard on your liver. So I used to last year when I had to do this, I'd get him to drop me off at the lab, which is like maybe a mile and a half or something away from my house. And I'd go do all my gallivanting, go to my cannabis store, go to my vape store, go to the drugstore, go to the grocery store, wait in line at the lab by doing all my errands, just get my name on the list and then come home, but can't do that right now. So anyway, that's been limiting, but whatever it is what it is, we'll have streets back eventually. It's just like really messy and really like loud 7 in the morning, just like machines going crazy right outside my window basically. I mean, street away, but um anyway, and then so now I'm having FOMO this week because my family's all gone camping. We do a big fam jam camping trip that I used to always do. So missing out on that. Everyone's got their trailers all parked together and people having fun, and
Mhm.
I'm not there. And anyway, it is what
Sorry to
it
hear that.
is. I know. Yeah. And, everyone's like, well, why don't you just come up and just stay in a hotel? Well, A, it's not the same. Like,
No, it's not.
it would be a little hotel, nearby, but it's not the same. Like, I want to get up and be camping and, like, come out of my trailer, sit down in my chair with my coffee and Baileys and hear the birds and see the lake. And, like, it's just not the same, having to leave the fire pit at, 10 o'clock when I'd be the last one out there with the diehards. No way, forget it. I may as well not be there. So So not there, but I've got myself booked with enough other things to keep myself busy. Like I've got an outing almost every day for the rest of the week here. I've got lunch with a friend today, lunch with a friend tomorrow, some other stuff going on. So keeping busy. And then actually good news from my study. I don't think I knew this. I don't remember if I said this, that they've combined my next visit into one instead of having to go twice. I don't know if I talked about this. So I was supposed to have to go mid-August, and then the study is basically closing. So then I'll be rolled into the open enrollment section of the study, and I would have had to go back in October. So instead, they've really advocated for me because I'm not just right in the city of Vancouver. I'm like a 4 or 5 hour drive away, and it's a bit of a hassle for someone in my situation. So they've been advocating for me, and I only have to go once now. So changes our schedule for August, which is fine. Like we weren't dying to go to Vancouver twice in the next 3.5 months. So just going to be doing one trip to Vancouver in September, which is actually a nicer time of year to go there. And it'll keep because now that from then on I'll be doing 6-month visits. So at least the timing for travel is good because we do have to go through a big mountain pass. Well, 2 actually, but they can be a little sketchy from October onward. Like you just never know. So at least September and May-ish, that'll kind of keep us out of the real bad kind of travel time. So that's a big relief. And I don't know. That's about it. That's kind of my summary.
How are you feeling that you now know for sure you've been on the drug for 2 months? Have you noticed anything, side effects, or
No side effects, no. I don't know. I do feel like I have more energy overall. I do feel better, but I don't know if that's just placebo effect in my mind, if it's the time of year because it's lighter out longer, like I'm always happier in summer without like major heat, of course. I don't know, it's hard to say. So I'm just trying to stay very neutral and just roll with it and be like, time will tell. I don't know. Because who knows? I might have been on the medication already and it's taken this long to take effect, or I don't know. It's impossible to know. And then, I'll have a shitty week and things will be like, oh, no, nothing has changed. Like it's just, and there's so many variables. Like when things aren't good at home, you're not good. And like things are better. So things are better. There's so many factors. So it's just impossible to say. I wish I could be more definitive about it. And, you know, it's just hard. It's hard to know.
well, at least it does. At least it sounds like you're not having bad side effects, so that's good to hear
Nothing.
that you're
No.
aware of.
Nope,
Mhm.
nothing that I can tell, and I've never gotten any kind of concerning results from my blood work. Like they've never said, "Oh, you need to go back and do this one again. We need to see if this is really whatever." Nothing. So thankfully, it's just going smoothly. So yeah, hopefully it just keeps on going smoothly and going better and
And
better
how long will they allow you to stay on the drug for free? Like,
until it's readily available for the public. So
okay.
with my Ocrevus, I mean, I was on it in 2017. It was probably 2 years that I was on the extension. So before it was before it was approved for primary progressive MS.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did I tell you guys about HandyDart, like about our bus system that we have
I
for
think so,
disabled?
but you can reiterate because I thought like you can get like on for free or something or
Well,
really
HandyDart,
cheap.
no, it's just very inexpensive. I don't even know how much the passes for just HandyDart are, but you can get these taxi voucher coupons. That's the best part because they're half price. So, I can get Andreas to take me somewhere and leave me, and I can just take a cab home at my own discretion, which is just lovely. Feels like, freedom when you can't drive anymore. It's really just BS, man. So,
And I know Alyssa talked in the past using like Lyft and Uber, and you can specify so, and she's had lots of good success with that.
I haven't really tried. I haven't looked into it.
You were really quiet there, Alyssa. Can you repeat that, please?
It's not necessarily very cheap, but supposedly a yellow taxi here in LA is cheaper than Uber and Lyft.
Hmm.
They might
it,
have to be to remain
um,
competitive.
I just
Yeah.
want to say I'm running because I just found out that Ozzy Osbourne passed away.
Oh,
What?
So I'm gonna go listen. Yeah, like this
Oh,
afternoon earlier.
wow.
So I'm gonna go listen to a bunch of Black Sabbath now. So
Oh,
be good to
I
each
did
other.
not know that.
Like
hi.
just happened.
Aw.
Bye, friend.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Bye, John.
Hi, John.
Do you guys, so speaking of like John talking to people too young to relate, um, I was talking to a couple of 21-year-olds yesterday, and I had just learned the news about Malcolm Jamal Warner,
Super
and
sad.
Yeah.
they were like, "Who is that?"
That's
And
what we
I was
were
like,
talking
"Do you
about.
remember?" You know, I was like, "Have you ever heard of the Cosby Show?" They're like, "No." Cosby Show.
Yeah.
He was on one of the biggest shows in the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
No, and he was always so sweet. I always thought he was this great guy. I loved it how he went from their character, he was considered, kind of not smart, and at the end of the show, he actually graduated from college and got, and it was like that was a really great way they, did his character and everything.
Agreed.
So, but yeah, it was really sad he drowned in Costa Rica, I
With his
believe.
family.
Yeah, super sad.
Mm-hmm.
I
What
mean,
else is
I'm not a
happening
big
with you guys? I'm sorry, Alyssa.
I get my sling off next week and I start active movement for my rotator cuff surgery. So
Yay!
before the meeting, I was researching pulley system to buy because they recommend. And then we found out our talk before we started this as I found out from three of these people, Alexa, John, and Luis, there's a thing called Theraputty that I know nothing about to help
Yeah.
with like your fingers
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Because I was talking about they give you a ball with your sling, and I started, oh, this is great to work on my, hand strength, my grip strength, and it started from being really hard to like now being too soft. So then I bought more equipment to continue working on my grip strength. So
Get the yellow
So
therapy.
I
get the
wanted to
what?
say, Kim, the putty comes in different color
Yeah,
and
I saw
different
online it
strength.
comes in like four different. You can get like all four of them for like 16 to 18 bucks or something.
Yeah, but some of it is just really, really hard to use. So the color means something. It means I don't know how strong it is. Or,
Hmm. Like
I
the
can't
That's what I
remember.
was trying
I think
to.
it's orange. I think orange.
yeah, there's
That's what I was trying to say. Is that the yellow is good?
yeah.
I
Yellow.
think
Is
John
it? Yeah.
said that they are the same color system as the bands when you go to physical therapy.
Mm.
Okay.
So like red is the weakest, and then I don't know, green or blue is really stiff.
They have six on Theraputty, the actual brand Theraputty. They have six different kinds you can get: tan, yellow, red, green, blue, and black. Black extra firm, tan is double X soft. So
That's too
anyway, I
easy.
was going to
Man.
harass my physical therapist on Friday, going, "How come I was the only one in the group not to know Theraputty?" So yeah, so if you want to do something that with your hands that can help with their grip strength, it also could be super fun and artistic. Get some Theraputty. So I learned that one today. So that's awesome.
Cool.
So I also look forward to when they give me the okay that I can take baths and get back into the pool again. I am super stoked about doing this. Now, when I'm in the pool, I'll put on my mesh sling because if I'm in an aqua class, I'll get excited and do something stupid. So I'll put on a mesh sling. But I'm really looking forward to going into the pool and being able to soak. I'm a tub soaker, to be able to lay down in the tub and soak. So nice. I miss that. And then I have to I don't know why I'm kind of freaked out. I have to transition from sleeping in a recliner back into my bed and try to figure out what in the world is going to be comfortable. So I'm a little nervous about that one. Because before my surgery, I was sleeping on my sides due to my back surgery, and toward the end, either my shoulder would have to be uncomfortable, either one, depending on which one I was laying on, or my hip. It's like I had to pick which one. I couldn't find a position that would be okay for both. So I don't know what that's going to be like getting into laying down on bed, because they all like most people are like, you lay on your back, and I'm like, I don't. That's when my oh, what's the word sciatica bothers me if I lay like flat on my back. That's when that goes down my left leg. So I don't know. I'll have to be very open and
Got to be
try to use a lot
strategic
of
with pillows.
pillows. Yeah,
Strategic with your pillows, like under your knees to help your lower back, big time.
yeah. So currently on the recliner, I use 6 pillows, which sounds really insane. I found out, because I did a couple of test drives, I found out that I needed to get a special pillow to sit on because my really hurt my tailbone. So I have this glorified, it's like a donut, but it's like wedge, this foam wedge glorified donut, and it works great. So,
Well, Kim, you might want to have your recliner all set up just in case in the middle of the night you can't stand being in the bed
yeah,
anymore. You can just, yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was
Maybe
gonna
just
say. You can
knowing,
ease into it. You don't have to go all or nothing all at
yeah,
once.
Do
yeah.
it like me. Fall asleep in your recliner and sleep till about 1 or 3, and then get up and fart around and be awake for an hour and a half, and then go to your bed and try that and sleep for another couple hours. Like, mix it up.
I think I'll do it the reverse though, Carmen. I'll start in bed, and then my husband will
That's
be
smart.
asleep, and then when I can't sleep, then I'll get up and like lay on the recliner so I don't
Yeah.
bother him.
Smart.
So,
Maybe
but yeah,
just knowing that your recliner is available might be enough. Might
yeah.
be, I don't know. I don't think that would work for me. I don't know why I'm saying that, but yeah.
So that's my new exciting thing. I start Wednesday active motion, so it'll be kind of painful and just having to learn like when you have pain, you just automatically start guarding, and then like when you do the um pulley, like it starts to feel where you start doing these weird movements to help, and you're not supposed to do that. So having to be very like, okay, no, don't do that, body. So,
How far
but yeah,
post-op are you now?
Very cognizant of your movements.
yeah, I have to be
And
very
your
cognizant.
body.
I'm 5 weeks post-op, so it'll be 6 weeks
Mm,
next week. So then that's when I go active, and
yeah.
then at the 12-week post-op is when you start doing more weight. Like they'll increase your. That's when you start doing the strength training, and then supposedly at 6 months is when they hopefully say, "Hey, you're good to go. Go back. Do have no restrictions." So it's a longer recovery time. So back surgery, the acute recovery time is like 3 months, and this is like 6 months. And you
Wow.
have to be really like, there's a big fear that you're going to like mess it up. Like you're going to do some movement or do something wacko, but it'll be nice not to. The sling doesn't bother me. Like everyone bitches about the sling. It doesn't really bother me, but when I'm outside, I have a mesh sling because this thing just would be super too sweaty, too hot, and that would be really
Yeah.
gross. And then I would really not only be wearing it, but then I would really stink. Like people around me, like, oh my God, Kim like just stinks so um,
Well, guys, I'm going to get going. I've got a friend waiting to hear from me to come bring lunch to me. So I'm going to get on to that. And
well, have fun with that.
I'm also
We do.
sending her to pick up a new sun hat that I have picked out. I'll wear
Ooh.
it next
Okay.
time.
We will
Yes.
meet in 3 weeks on the 12th of August
I will
at
already have turned 40, or almost be turning 42. 2 days before my birthday.
yeah, because we're birthday. So your birthday's on the 10th, and then mine's on the
No,
5th.
mine's the 14th.
Oh, so your birthday's the day before mine. Okay, okay. And there was someone in the writing group that has their birthday 2 days before mine. So there's a bunch of people.
Yes.
Yes. A gal
It's
from New
August.
York.
Dog.
I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Her birthday's on the 13th, and you'll be the 14th, and then I'll
Uh-huh.
be the 15th. So
August
Party
birthdays are the
time.
best.
yeah, it's weird because my husband has his birthday, and then 2 weeks later we have our wedding anniversary, and then 2 weeks later is my birthday. So we just boom, boom, boom in 6 weeks.
My nephew's birthday is the 13th. My birthday is the 14th, and then my late uncle is the 15th.
No. I have a bunch of people. September is a big birthday month, but lately a lot of people in family is December. December's been a hot one lately
I feel like
with the youngins.
December's becoming the new September.
Thank you. I think so because it's like two of my
Bye,
nephews are
Louise.
December.
I gotta go. See ya.
Good seeing
Bye.
you, Luis.
Louise.
Bye.
I think you're right, Alexa. I think December's becoming the new September.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like everybody used to be September, and now it's all December. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not crazy though.
No, because I have two nephews that are December, and then it's sister-in law, but theirs is due on December now. So now there'll be three, and then I'm like, what? So, mhm. Anyone else have anything fun and exciting happening in the near future, or just trying to keep out of the heat? And
It was super sticky yesterday in LA. I had
Hmm.
gone to my primary care, and like it was drizzly, like misty, and not that hot, but sticky. No, thank you.
You
Make
don't
it warm.
usually have that problem, right? You don't have a problem with humidity as much in LA.
Just no, not really. Just heat.
We were talking about earlier how like there's a bike ride in Iowa that happens the last full week of July, and it's always the worst week of the whole year. That's when they have the heat event advisories. That's when the humidity is through the roof and
I
everything.
think that the bike ride in LA or in Southern California is in October. I don't remember exactly, but there it goes from LA to San Diego.
How many miles is that?
150.
Is it the MS 150 or is it a completely different bike ride?
The MS 150.
Louie, are you ever thinking about doing the MS 150 outside of Texas?
Yeah, that would definitely be fun. Yeah.
I need to get, that was the thing that really bummed me out with the surgery is like I'm out
Mhm.
biking. I can't bike for a while. But when I did bike, it didn't bother my shoulder at all, which really surprised me. But I'm hoping to get in better condition and shape, and it would be really fun. I don't know if I would be up to doing the M150 again. I did it from Duluth down to the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, and that was the last year. 2019 was the last year they did that, and after that they then canceled it because of COVID, and they brought it back, and they just keep it in the Twin Cities. So all the gorgeousness of
Hmm.
Duluth and everything they got rid of. But I don't know. I mean, I use an e-bike and two batteries. That's how I was able to do it with lots of training.
Mhm.
So
Well, I mean, you don't have to do the whole thing. You can always just do however much you want, you know.
I think the way I would love to do it would not be with my husband. And we just got rid of our tandem bike, but it'd be really fun if I had someone that was on the tandem bike with me. And they were on
Hmm.
the front, and I just rode on the back, and then I just put whatever energy I had in it.
Yeah, there's
The
a team here that kind of does that. They were called Team Wingman, and you could get a. They would team up with like an MS rider, and then
mhm.
uh they had a tandems, so that was cool.
But man, did I really love my bike before I had to quit. And I was
Hmm.
definitely doing weekly bike rides because I didn't get to bike last year because I was recovering from my back surgery. So, oh, it was so nice to be on my bike before it got hot and humid. It was
Hmm.
amazing. I miss it.
Yeah.
Do you ride your bike much outside of the MS 150?
Um, normally, yeah, normally I do ride like, a couple of times a week, but in the summertime it slows down. But yeah,
It's too
I
hot
do.
and humid for you,
Yeah,
summer.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty hot, right now. So it's kind of we have one um in this kind of the springtime in April and May. We have one in Houston, which is like 3 hours from here, and then in the fall in October we have one in San Antonio. So that's they're kind of a good spacing apart, but the one here is a little hard to train for because it's in October, so you have to start riding kind of now. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to it soon.
Do you do any training like on a spin bike or anything in the gym or do you have your own thing that you can put on
Mhm.
it and train?
I have something that someone gave me. It's kind of like a basic uh, bike, which was really nice, but it's really hard for me to like be inside. I feel better outside, but it's really, to me, that's a more mental drain to be stationary and not be moving anywhere. To like when you're outside, you can just let your mind wander, but when I'm inside stationary, I struggle more.
That's why it was important when I did the stationary when I was training. I was in a spin class,
Mm,
and then I did what I could. Whatever craziness they did, I
mm,
just did what
mhm.
I could do. I didn't listen to what they
Yeah,
they said. Because
yeah,
the first
yeah,
spin class, it was just like, can I do this for 45 minutes?
yeah.
That was the first question. So I didn't worry about resistance at all.
Mm.
So, but I love the e-bike was such a game changer for me. So I can actually bike now. Before the small inclines would kick my butt. I couldn't keep up with people, and then have to worry about headwinds and stuff. So
Hmm. Yeah,
I really loved having an e-bike. Well, is
that
there
does
anything
sound
else
really nice.
anyone else wanted to talk about before we take off for the day? All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great next 3 weeks, and you can make it. We'll see you on the 12th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Good.
All right.